I think maybe something that surprised me about like the viewers' perception is maybe some of the comments where people have said like I'm too upfront and I'm too honest. Like I don't feel like there is such thing as being too upfront and honest. Like that's what we want women to be. We want women to be strong women who voice their opinions and, you know, aren't afraid to say what's on their mind. And I think that's something that we should be championing. Hi, it's Jess and you're watching Spy in the Villa with Digital Spy. I think for me, the most challenging moment was probably like mine and Harriet's like turmoil relationship, like where it was so up and down all the time. It was really hard because we had some like wonderful moments in there where we got on really, really well, but then there'd also be some like real down moments where, you know, you would have seen like it played out where we'd have those bickers and stuff. And I just think it was like, for me, like on the outside, if I was having that kind of relationship with a friend, I would kind of just cut that off and not have a relationship with that person anymore. But obviously, when you're in that villa and you're with someone 24 hours a day, you can't really just do that. So yeah, I think it was definitely hard because my emotions was going like this with the relationship, because we had like really good times and then there was obviously some really low times in there, to a point where I was just kind of like, I can't really continue this friendship anymore, because it was having like, that was the only negative impact that was having on me in there, because I am such like a happy person and I just don't hold grudges and I move on from things, but I was finding myself kind of being swept in on that. So yeah, I think that was probably my biggest one. I think maybe something that surprised me about like viewers' perception is maybe some of the comments where people have said like I'm too upfront and I'm too honest. Like I don't feel like there is such thing as being too upfront and honest. Like that's what we want women to be. We want women to be strong women who voice their opinions and, you know, aren't afraid to say what's on their mind. And I think that's something that we should be championing and not really tearing down. So that's maybe something that I've been surprised on. But equally, I've had some wonderful comments where people have been like, we need more people like you. And, you know, it's like role modelling like to young girls how we want the future women to be. So yeah, it's hard. Like obviously everyone's always going to have an opinion and not everybody's going to like an opinionated woman, and I get that. But for me, I'm just going to take away the positives, and even if I can make one person, you know, feel a bit more confident and feel like they can have their opinions, then I've done something right. Me and Hugo are going really well. It's really nice. We've got no pressures now. We're out in the outside world, and yeah, we've been together pretty much every day since we've come out, so things must be going quite well. But we're just enjoying spending time with each other, taking things slow, and yeah, we just really get on and we enjoy each other's company, and he's obviously really fit, so I'm not going to complain on that one. I think the main thing that felt different to what I was expecting was just how normal it became to like live with all them people. Like we had such a good relationship, like all of us together, and I didn't expect it to be that easy. That was like the biggest thing that was different to how I imagined it to be, was just how normal it felt living in a situation that was so abnormal. I would say we forgot the cameras were there probably after like 2 days. So the first night we all got there, it was really weird, and like we went to sleep and it was so weird because you could just feel cameras on you. So like none of us got any sleep that first night. And then like the second day, obviously you're just starting to get used to it. But even still, like, up until the end, like you'd be having a conversation with somebody and then you'd just hear like the wooden slats just kind of go, and then this cameraman would just come and like shove the camera in your face, and it was so like you had to just even feel it there, but you had to just try and carry on with your conversation. So for me, it became more normal to the end. But like when new people come in, the cameraman would just pop his head out and everyone would go, and you'd be thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to start this conversation again now. You do get used to the cameras in a way and you kind of forget about them, but then every now and again one would just pop out and remind you that you live in a villa where everything is being recorded. I feel like I wish viewers would have gotten to see how much time me and Hugo actually spent together in Casa and in the main villa. Like we were kind of like glued to each other's hips, getting to know each other, and we had some really good conversations, and you know we were together for such a long time in there. Like, and obviously don't underestimate how long just spending a week is in 24 hours a day with somebody. So I feel like I do wish that had been played a little bit more so that people could see, because obviously people are only going to go off what they've seen on the edited version of the show. So I feel like people probably don't realise just how well we get on and just how much time we did spend to each other. But we're outside now and there's no pressures of that, so we can kind of just enjoy each other's company regardless of what people have seen. I don't live with regrets, so I wouldn't say that there's any regrets in the villa. There may be certain things where I just think, maybe you just didn't need to say that, Jessie, you could have just kept your opinion to yourself. But if I had done that, I wouldn't have been being true to myself and how I felt in that moment. So yeah, I don't live with regrets. I don't have any regrets while I'm in there. Like I feel like I gave everyone, you know, an equal opportunity that I wanted to get to know. And it's just that I was true to myself. I'd have been being fake if I'd have continued those connections when I wasn't feeling anything. So yeah, don't live with any regrets, and I'd do everything that I did in there 10 times over. I think my favourite memory of the show is actually the heart rate challenge. And it's funny because that was the thing I was most dreading. And the episode, when they told us we were doing it, I knew for a fact that all my friends and family would be at home, probably organising a party just to kind of rip me to pieces because of how stiff I am. But actually, when I did it and I came off it, it was the best feeling ever. And I actually did, I've not watched it, that's the one episode that I've actually watched back, and I didn't actually look that stiff. So yeah, I think that's one thing that was like the best memory. And all the girls, we all kind of said that that was the most iconic thing that we did in there. And we all were so embarrassed and so nervous to do it in the first place. But yeah, that's definitely the best one. I would say for me personally, the strongest connection and genuinest connection is going to be Kieran and Nicole. I've seen them from like the very beginning to where they are now. I've seen like the ups and downs. I've been part of their ups and downs in their relationship in the villa. And I feel like where they've come out the other side now, there's no denying like the connection that they have and that the love they have for each other. So yeah, they absolutely have the best connection in that villa. And hopefully Nicole and Kieran will make it to the final, and Nicole will be the first person that I'm going to reunite with just to see her face. We'll probably both cry because we always seem to cry when we're together. But yeah, I'm most excited to see Nicole after the final. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Digital Spy for more videos.